Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today we are going to be reviewing the brand new Smeagol and Deagol gift with purchase to coincide with the LEGO Icons The Shire set. This is set number 40761, and it comes with 181 pieces, along with 2 minifigures right here. And so in this video, we are going to be unboxing this, giving you a little time-lapse build of it, along with a comprehensive review of it. And we're going to see how it looks when you place it next to the Shire, because the only way to get this set is to either pay significant prices on the aftermarket or to buy it with the Shire. And so this set here, as you can see on the back of the box, depicts the opening scene from The Return of the King, the third and final installment of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And so you can see Smeagol in the boat there, and Deagol, who just found the ring underneath the water, like you can see on the front of the box here. And then the two of them are fishing together on the side. And this is a very nice box, actually. This is just boring words and things like that. And then you have the continuation of the tree along with the figure here. And so with that being said, I'm going to crack this open and I'll show you guys what's inside. All right, so I've gone ahead and opened up the tape for you. And so we can just dump the contents of the box out now. And so pretty much what you can see is that it is the instruction manual as well as 3 numbered bags, it looks like, along with a 6x8 plate in black. And so with that being said, I'm going to build this really quick for you, and I'll show you guys how it looks once it's done. And so as you can see, this little set here just has 3 bags in it. So we are going to just quickly build this up, and then I'll give you guys the review. It's pretty simple. It's just the riverbed, and then the little bit of the top of the river, and then the boat that Smeagol's in, and then the little land section for them to fight over the ring. All right, so with that being done here, as you can see, the build is now complete. And I did rewatch the scene from the first couple minutes of Return of the King just to familiarize myself with this again and to just see if everything here is accurate. And so we're going to kind of give a little bit of an overview. I'll take the figures out of this for the time being here. So what you can see here is the 2 layers to it, essentially. And so on the bottom is the riverbed itself, and it's kind of hard to see in there and get some good light in there because it's mostly dark blue and dark green. And so you'll see the 1 ring on the riverbed there, and then the fish is kind of going by. I think this is perfectly fine for a riverbed. I think it looks good. The dark blue is a little bit of an interesting choice. When you watch the scene, the riverbed is more like gray and dark tan and stuff like that. And so I think those colors would have looked a little bit better, but then again, it would have been too bright, I think. So I think this was a fine compromise. I think this looks pretty decent. And then the 1 fern coming up here is nice. I would have loved to have seen more of that in here, but again, not the end of the world. I think this serves, the bottom part serves its purpose, and it works decently well. Now, coming up to the top part here, you'll notice there's a couple of things going on. One is the river itself, and then the boat, and then the tiny little shore here, and then this tree. Now, the boat itself, I was very reluctant to give the boat any praise. It's on a turntable, so it can just spin. But I was very reluctant to give this any positive feedback because it's so circular that I really just didn't think that it looked that good. But going back and rewatching the scene, it actually looks more like it than I thought it did. And so while it's not perfect, it is better than I thought. And so I think it's fine as it is. And so it's mostly reddish brown with a hint of dark brown as well as a bit of black as well. And I think that works. You can fit both of them in here. It is kind of hard to do, but it's not too bad. You can get both of them in there, whether they're facing each other or they're facing outwards, fishing and stuff like that. So I think that works. It's a little bit wide by the looks of it, just because they're using these full slopes here, but I think it works and I think it's fine. And then underneath this is just a bunch of translucent blue tiles, which is nice to see. And then the riverbed here is in dark orange and a little bit of green, and then there's a tree. Now, I think this would work in theory. However, this is not enough space to even have 1 figure really standing here. When Deagol gets the ring from the river and then he comes up onto the riverbank, he kind of just like lays there for a second, and then he stands up, and then Smeagol and Deagol have the fight. And so you could kind of do this with it, but that's about as good as it's going to get. And then once you try and go chronologically any further in the scene, it's not going to work because you have one figure here, and then you have no spot to place the other one. So that's fine, I guess. I mean, that rest of the scene is pretty much them strangling each other to death. So maybe that's fine. But there is a little bit of detail on the side here with this vine piece, as well as this cow horn or bull horn here in brown. That's a nice piece. And then the tree, well, the tree is not ideal, but it looks decent from the front here. It is very small, but it gets the job done, and it has some nice detail on it as well with these tiles, and then the curved slopes here on an angle, and then there's a couple grass pieces, and that's pretty much it. There is this clear piece here for a fishing line, so you can have one of the two in the boat and then having the fishing line go out. So that works. That looks fine, and it looks like he's casting his line. However, this is pretty close to the shore, so it's not exactly realistic, but you could take that clip out and then just put it elsewhere underneath the water. So I think that's fine. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But with that being said, we are going to take a look at the figures right now. Okay, so as you can see here, I took their accessories out, but this is just a fishing line made with a bar, and then this double-ended lightsaber hilt, and then a clip, and then this string piece. So that's that. And then Deagol's fishing line is a lot smaller because it needs to be flexible in order to attach to the fish in the back. So that's fine. I think both of those work. And then as you can see here, both of these figures have the same legs, which is dark brown dual molded with the light nougat color. And so that's cool. That looks pretty good. After rewatching the scene, I noticed that this torso is completely wrong for Deagol. This is this is Samwise's torso from some of the other recent Lord of the Rings sets, and it is just not accurate. His is a lot more of a dark brown as opposed to dark tan in the opening scene of the movie. So that's not ideal, but the print that is there is nice, and if you turn it around, it is pretty decent as well. And then Smeagol on the right has, I believe, a Harry Potter torso. I don't know the exact name of the character, but I know that it's not an exclusive print. So that print looks pretty good, though. The belt, I don't know if that would have been exactly accurate. I couldn't see it in the movie, so I'm assuming that he's not wearing a belt. But this looks pretty good for a Smeagol here, and the hair piece is nice too. And then as you can see on the back, the printing is pretty decent as well. And so you saw Deagol has the face print where he's holding his breath. And then on the other side, he has a more happy face, maybe when him and Smeagol are in the boat, or him finding the ring before Smeagol comes and kills him. And then Smeagol here has the malicious face here when he sees the ring and he wants it for himself. And then on the back here is a more happy face, which is probably the two of them in the boat together having a good time. And so these are the extra pieces here. There's not a lot going on here, but some interesting things is the string, and then also 2 rings, actually. I don't know if that's intentional, but I did get 2. So there's that. There's a couple of cool things like this brown cow horn here, and that is pretty much that for the extra pieces, and there were no stickers in this set. So now that we've covered the review, I want to show you guys what it looks like next to Bag End. And so obviously these two are set about 500 years apart, so it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, but there you go. That is, let me get some of this other stuff in the back out of the way here. And so you can see that it doesn't really go with this, but you know, it's a free thing. And so if you're going to get the Shire on day 1 or within the first couple days and you get this for free, it is something nice, although I don't think it's very cohesive here. With the Barad-dûr release last year, they had a Fell Beast promo, which worked great with it. And I think those two would pair very nicely together on a shelf, despite the fact that one of them is extremely tall and the other is extremely small. But I think that worked as a gift with purchase. This doesn't really work in terms of cohesion, but I think they would, I know that they would never make this into an official set. And so getting this as a gift with purchase, and then you get the named characters with it as well, that is pretty cool. And so that's what it looks like next to Bag End. And it's not even really worth showing it next to the other stuff here just because it doesn't really make sense. And so with that being said, that's pretty much it. And I think part of the reason that it's not really cohesive is the fact that the surface level is here, and then this is the water, the riverbed, whereas this is the surface level here. And so there's a disparity in height here, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And there's nothing that they could do about it unless they cut this whole section out, but that's the entire point of the scene. So that's that. I just wanted to show you guys this, what they look like next to each other. And so that's pretty much it. So like I said at the beginning of the video, the only way to get this set is to buy the Shire. The big set on the right here, and you can see the main bag end on the right, as well as some of the accessories and other things on the left. And so that is the only way you can get it from LEGO directly. You have to buy that set while supplies last. And this promo is available between April 2nd and April 8th. But in LEGO's gift with purchase history, it is pretty likely to sell out pretty quick, despite the fact that the Shire is extremely overpriced. And so with that being said, I think that this set is not bad. I don't think that this is a bad display set here. I'm very surprised that it is a set at all because this is extremely morbid, and I am very surprised that LEGO even considered this as a gift with purchase, much less making it real. But I think it looks good, and I had some doubts about it when I first saw the pictures, but after building it and seeing it in person here and kind of getting an overall look of it here, I think this looks pretty good. My only complaint would be that there's not a lot of river bank on the side here for them to stand, but that's it. That's my only real complaint with this. The tree is fine, but it's pretty small and it gets its job done. You can tell what it's supposed to be, and so I think it's fine. Now, is this worth going out and picking up? Is this something that you should be trying to get? Probably not. The only thing exclusive here is the 2 head prints on each of them, and so most of the rest of this is pretty common pieces except for the torsos and maybe the legs, and so that is pretty much it. Honestly, there's not a lot else to it. As you can see, this is what it looks like from around the back. So it is completely open. You can see right through, which I guess makes sense because it's supposed to be like a cutout of a river. And so that is pretty much that. That's all I've got for you. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. I wanted to just review this and show you guys what exactly it looks like. And if you're considering buying the Shire, this is what you get with it. And so with that being said, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to like it and subscribe, as well as click the bell notification so you don't miss any future uploads, like placing this on the shelf next to Bag End. If you guys have any feedback for me, make sure to drop a comment down below to let me know what you think of this exclusive gift with purchase. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.